This is the all-new Lexus LS. Now, this round they did not bring in the Lexus LS long wheelbase. Alright, so this is the short wheelbase version, and I'm gonna try and explain why later. But just look at it. Let's have a quick look at this car first. There's so much going on. The headlamps, normal headlamps, you'd be just like that. And then you can have a separate LED strip. But no, Lexus is not gonna do it that way. They have this and then this L-shaped motif over there. And these are some of the smallest headlamp assemblies. Okay, you can find. They pioneered that in the LC. So the LC actually has a very slim headlamp, very small headlamp, very small unit. And this allows them a lot of design freedom when it comes to designing their headlamps to achieve the brightness that they needed, but also the design that they wanted. Okay, and look at this spindle grille. This is a Lexus design ethos now, and of course you have the advanced stuffs going on inside, the 360 cameras here, and overall this car just looks majestic. Very Japanese, very uniquely Japanese, and there's a lot of things going on. First of all, these wheels. Look at these chrome finish wheels. Okay, you do not want to scratch them because they cost, as what I'm told, 30,000 a pop. Okay, so the wheels alone. This is one axia, two axia, and three axia, four axias. Just the wheels alone. Okay, and look at the side profile of the car. It looks really, really long. And of course, there is a long wheelbase version. This is the short wheelbase, but you don't get any short change in room either. And it's very sleek. The profile looks really good. And look at the tail lamp here. This little bit here is another Lexus design language going on. And that's a reverse camera. Is there a button to open the boot from behind here? I'm sure there is. It's just that I'm not sure where it goes. Oh, on the side. There we go. Everything moves slowly in this car. Now the boot opening is really wide, but it's not exactly tall. So if you have an item that is very tall, very, very broad, you wouldn't be able to fit inside this boot. And oh, the finishing of this boot is different. The material that they use to finish this is totally different. And then Lexus is the only one who cares to cover the top as well. A lot of car makers, they just leave that out. You see bare metal. Nope, fully covered. Very nice material all out. Feels so good to the touch. Lovely. Right, that's a huge boot. Let's go inside. I'll go to the rear seats first. Look at that. You open the door and then the rear seats just retract in. Let's come inside. Oh, it's so cosseting. Oh, just look at this. Now, just now I mentioned it's 30,000 a pop on the wheels, right? The door panels, just the door panels alone, each of it is 40,000 ringgit. I kid you not. To spec this piece of exquisite glass and this handmade, I forgot the name for it, but it's just brilliant. It feels great to the touch. There's a lot of craftsmanship stuffs going on here, and these can only be done via Handmade. Okay. Yes, it's 40,000 a pop, and because it's handmade, okay, every month there can only be so many people ordering this. Okay, you have to be on a waiting list to get this if you're buying this car. Okay, so you see 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 40,000 each, 160,000 option. Yeah, man. And what's different with this car from the others would be because it's short wheelbase, you don't get as much room in a 7 Series as compared in a 7 Series or an S-Class. Okay, you get a lot less room, but there is a certain appeal of being cosseted around. So every surface you touch feels really great, really plush. And apart from not a lot of room, but feels great behind here. Okay, but but you'll be more comfortable at the back of an S-Class. That's just because it's long wheelbase. And but the front is where the excitement goes. Look at this interior, man. And this floating door handle, look at that. Look at that. It's a floating design, look at that. But it's solid. The level of fit and finish in this car is just astonishing. Okay, and of course, a car of this price point, you start the engine, the steering will whee out, and then the seats will move you into place, and then you are in this beautiful environment. This just feels so different. Wherever you go in this car, right, you step out feeling like you're really rich. In fact, the more you drive this car, the richer you feel. It's as if you sit inside this car and then your net worth just goes up. It gives you that sort of feeling. And look at that. Now it's beautiful directly under the sunlight. I purposely park it that way. Then you see the sunlight, and then you see that glittering glass carving over there. It's handmade. It's just absolutely beautiful. I'm going to cut in a video to show you the process of doing this. Alright, it's unbelievable. And I'm so glad that Lexus actually took a totally different route. You know, find something that is uniquely Japanese and integrate it into this car. And shows you something that only Japanese people can do. You know, their nimble little fingers creating all this beautiful finishing. And even this one, you can feel the metal strip that runs across it. These are actual metal strips that runs all the way here. And then as you move the air vents, this thing stays constant. Okay, a lovely clock over here, Lexus. And then a small little screen here. But in between the screens, there's a leather, it's covered in leather and with the stitching. I mean, this sort of level of finishing is unheard of. Okay, and the mixture of materials is unique as well. This is some really high quality leather that they put onto the dash, and then further up front is actually fabric. So there's a combination going on here. I like it. I like this sort of combination. And every single button that you touch, okay, feels extremely high quality. The buttons, and then even these dials, they feel really great. Lovely, lovely. Small little parking button over here. You don't need that because the car will automatically move into the electric brakes, parking brakes. Then all these buttons, they feel awesome. Oh, this door handle feels great as well. Damn, man, the finishing of this car is just astonishing. Even this little thing here. Right, so inside here it feels totally different. Damn, not a lot of compartment though. Okay, so that's the cup holders, and yeah, they glide in. There's a 12-volt charger over here, and this control pad, I'll go to that later. This one is the dual opening. Not the most solid, I would say, this part alone. Other than that, I don't have complaints. I mean, Mercedes has been doing this mechanism for many years, right? Small as well, the glove box. Just a little lid, and you have what goes on inside. The seats, oh my god, the seats are just extremely comfortable. Look at that, even this is covered in felt compared to the ones in Mercedes, but this is just as small as the Mercedes one. Okay, but I mean, I'll be gender profiling here. Guys' sunglasses are smaller than women's, and not a lot of women would want to be seen driving this because this feels like a huge businessman's car. Okay, not a lady's car. I'm surprised this is not frameless. I'm really surprised because a car of this level, of this finishing, they should have used a frameless rear view mirror, but they did not. Now, the drive controls is over here. I know it's funny, it's unique, but they just want you to feel special, you know, operating it. And then when you change it, the screen actually changes. You see that? Oh, these animations are pretty good, and there's a little turbocharged logo inside here to see how it spools. Okay, I was just hoping for the little turbine to turn. Anyway, here's the traction control. You can go into snow mode or you can switch it off. Who wants to switch it off? No one. Nobody would do that. This is a luxury car. Okay. Now let's go through the control panel back here, because I made some complaints when this car was launched about how they finished this part. This part just looks like an afterthought, you know. It's like, hey, why the screen is floating like that? Wrap a leather around it, and then this huge chunky part comes on. Okay, but what's not impressive is interface. The Japanese has always lagged behind the Europeans when it comes to interface design. Look at that. When they plan the buttons and the text that's going to go into the button, both of these, I mean, as a UI designer, you would have considered both things at the same time. Whenever we design websites, right, when we design little buttons, right, when we consider what text to put inside here, we always go for a middle ground that are able to fit all the text in using the same font size. Look at this, audio climate seat in one size, relaxation, that the kerning has been adjusted, the text is narrower, shade and lamp, a smaller font, and then settings, a larger font. This is a major no-no in UI design, and the Japanese has always lagged behind in this aspect. And then the buttons could have been designed in a different way so that they are larger, prettier, or more 3D in terms of shading of the color and all that. These actually affect how you use it or your understanding of how things work. And these needs a lot of polishing. And for some reason, there's a home button over here that doesn't really do anything. I just don't understand that part. Okay, you have a nice compartment here, HDMI ports, fast charging, 2.1 amps, 2 USB ports over here, some headphone jacks. Okay, and then this is just a simple cup holder, and this part can be lifted up to be a third seat, but nah, no one's want to sit here. No one's gonna sit here. You know, it's not is incomparable to what goes on here, because these seats are some of the most comfortable seats out there. Okay, let's put this thing down, and then you have this little compartment over here. It's a cooler, but it's pretty small for can of drinks. Okay, this is in the nice fabric finishing as the ones up front, and then they even go to the they even go to this length of designing this part where the seat belts run out from. Okay, interesting. That's the middle row seat belts. These are the side seat belts, and you have this little thing over here that holds it so that it doesn't go into it. And these seats are extremely cosseting and comfortable, and the finishing of this car is just another level. Even this is covered in leather. Even the straps that hold it is in leather. All these finishings are just brilliant. Okay, and you get two infotainment screens over here where you can control some stuff, I presume. How do I do this? Is it touch sensitive? No. There must be some remote control or something. Okay, basically there is a way to control it. Rear, right, audio, front, source. Anyway, yep. And look at these grills, the speaker grills. The Mark Levinson speaker grills are just amazing. And every little thing, even the paint quality of this car, the way it is painted. Look at this paint quality. Don't ever bring it to any workshops out there and try to replicate this paint. They won't be able to. Okay, you have to bring it back to Lexus. Look at this paint. It's just glorious to look at, especially under the sun. Right? Amazing, amazing, all round. All right. So just the 4 wheels alone, 4 Axias. The 4 doors alone, 4 Myvis. Crazy. All right. So, man, I love this car, man. It feels like the ultimate personal-driven luxury car. That means a luxury car that you drive yourself. My God, even this one is well engineered. Most cars, right, they just leave it simple. Damn. Okay, so it's a car for you to drive yourself in, and you can fit your family extremely comfortable in the car. 3.5 liters, V8 twin turbo, blah blah, irrelevant. You see this car, you know it will have enough power. It has enough stature to uphold itself. Damn. Let's go for a drive. Okay guys, I'm in the Lexus LS. First of all, this feels like what? This feels like you're sitting in a sports car or a Grand Tourer, but then you look behind, there are 2 huge seats at the back. It's almost like a limo. Damn. Now it's no longer a 4.7 liter or 5 liter V8. This is a 3.5 liter twin turbocharged V6. Oh, the engine sounds good. Is that tight? But the whole car just wants to go slow. It wants to ease. It wants to cruise in supreme comfort. Now, typical of air suspensions, they will not be able to do little small rumble strips very well because they are air suspension. They won't be able to calculate as fast. Okay, the turn in is very accurate. There are body rolls because the car is heavy. The car is big and heavy. Okay, but and you get some of the largest heads-up display in the business. What the hell, the engine? How can it sound like that? Are you serious? Really? I'm in a Lexus LS, mind you. Oh, damn. Akio Toyota. Did you secretly do this? You see, when it's not the small rumble strips, when it is speed bumps like that, holy, it just magic carpets over it. See that? And it's complete silent. I've never driven a car that is so quiet. Okay, definitely the sound is pumped in, because if the soundproofing of this car is so good, there's no way the engine sound is coming in. Alright. Oh, and I miss this type of piano black wood on steering wheels. Lovely. No, not everybody is just leather, perforated leather, but actually the material that feels the best is this type of lacquered, high quality wood that is finished in piano black. Yeah. Damn. What's that sound? Oh, lane departure warning. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I have no time for that because I do not know how to switch it off yet. Okay, I'll just signal. Oh, wrong signal. Damn. Now the engine is powerful and smooth. Smooth is the key word here. See, I drove the Velar just now. Of course, for pricing's sake, they put in the 2-liter engine, and smooth is the last word for that pairing, okay? But this is different. This is just supremely creamy. Hey, I didn't even cross the lane, hey. That's a bit sensitive. Ooh, when it downshifts, wrong. Of course, I'm in sports mode, okay? Let's put back into normal. And I presume that sound won't be there anymore. Ah, yes. So suddenly the engine decided to just keep quiet. Alright. How do I switch that thing off? I have no idea. I have no idea. I may need to... Oh, it's here on the steering wheel. I'm so sorry. Pardon me. Damn. Okay, let's go sport mode. This is a good thing anyway. Let's do this. Man, I shouldn't be doing it, but for the interest of our scientific research of whether someone who owns a BMW 535i a few years ago will be keen to upgrade to this car. Of course, it's not a Porsche Panamera, but it gives you something different. The Porsche Panamera is a very expensive sports shoe. This, however, is a pair of dinner shoes with Nike Air down there, and maybe some Continental soles or Pirelli soles underneath. Okay, so it is a luxury car that you will enjoy driving it yourself because the engine is so strong and smooth. Damn. I shouldn't be doing this in a Lexus LS, but I am. Holy. Scares people, man. Is in control, but the air suspension is tuned for comfort. Okay, even though I'm in sports mode now, but it's not supposed to do this. But assume you're a very rich guy and then you won a lot of money at Genting, you need to rush downhill to your bank and bank in your money, you know, maybe quiet. Damn, this car is just quiet in a scary way. Again, the transmission and the suspension both are tuned more for comfort. Okay, so when you're doing this kind of drive, the only thing that you felt that is with you, together with you, will be the steering wheel, the engine, and the design of the chassis itself. This chassis is a well-designed chassis. Yep, it's able to do sporty driving, and Akio Toyoda can bring this car to the track and teach his employees a thing or two about handling and driving. Now Toyota knows their stuff, okay? They have produced a lot more sports cars than any other Japanese car makers in history. Okay, they made the most, even though the brand might not make you think that way. Maybe Nissan as well. Yeah. Oh, nice. It's definitely a nice luxury car to be in when you're in a rush. And the difference is, when people see a Lexus doing that, they will think that, oh, he has something important going on. You know, maybe he's a doctor, he's rushing downhill to save his patient with cardiac arrest. Compared to doing this in a Porsche, you know, people will think that you're just an a-hole, right? So there's a huge difference in how over the years Lexus have positioned themselves. Now people who drive a Lexus will feel more atas than others who don't. Oh, and then once I'm downhill, I'll switch it back to comfort, and we'll see how things goes. Hey, it's a unique position, but I find it very convenient. It's within my line of sight. Okay, it doesn't occupy. Oh, I mean, I shouldn't be driving this way, but when I'm driving this way, I felt the seats, especially the base. Yeah, the base of the seat isn't wide enough to cosset my butt. You know, it lacks a little bit of support side. But if you're talking about comfort, my. But there are quite a bit of things that I felt it perplexes me that they miss it out. First of all is the rearview mirror. Okay. Moves a little bit. And then the other thing would be the reverse camera. I have no idea what went wrong there. That is not the reverse camera you should be getting with a car of this level, or even a brand of this level. That reverse camera is not acceptable, because when you did your cabin so well, it's so beautiful, you don't want all this to be ruined the moment the guy shifts into reverse every morning. Because the moment they shift into reverse every morning, that reverse camera looks like it belongs in a Vios. Yes, I kid you not, it looks as though it belongs in a Vios, and I cannot accept that. Especially considering that the doors alone cost 1 MyV. The wheels alone cost 1 Axia. Yeah. And they need to do something about these two things. And then of course the last thing would be the UI, the user interface. The user interface can easily be fixed. You know, just hire someone who's good at it. And oh, there's a lorry that overturned here. Oh, going too fast. So just fix these three things, and I don't think there's anything else for this car to fix, because it's right up there with the best. Definitely, especially with the drama that it gives you in the interior. It's just something else. It's different. I mean, you go to Bangsar, you go to Mont Kiara or PJ, right? There are loads of S-classes running around. But of course, that's not to say that S-classes are not good. They are the best in their business, right? A beautiful cabin, spacious, comfortable, and this one is just special in its own way. This is just special. Alright, that's about it.
Lonely time.
Music.